nonprofit organization. You can choose from over 500 local nonprofits, and you'll be supporting those groups who keep the Tampa Bay area healthy and strong. Thanks for supporting Give Day. We'll see you in the next hour.
Good afternoon and welcome to Give Day Tampa Bay 2017. My name is Ernest Hooper from the Tampa Bay Times, and I'll be your host for the next hour of our live streaming webcast. We are here at the WEDU studios in Tampa with representatives from some of the more than 500 nonprofits who are participating in Give Day Tampa Bay. The theme of Give Day is Live Here, Give Here, and making a donation is quick and easy. Just log on to giveday.org and search for your favorite charity from our list of participants. When you hit the donate button, you will fill in your credit card information and make your secure gift. The minimum donation is only $5. Give Day will be going on until midnight tonight. We'll be live streaming from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. in the next hour. I'll be talking and listening to various nonprofit groups who are making a difference in Tampa Bay. And our first guest this afternoon is Danielle Martin, Executive Director from Frankies Friends.
That's right.
How are you, Danielle?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having us. This is Nico. I've been already asked a couple times if he's available for rescue. He's not, but he is here so we can kind of explain a little bit of our mission and what we do and how it helps pets.
Well, tell me a little bit about how you've helped Nico and other pets.
Sure. So Frankies Friends is actually a little bit different in the world of pet charities. So we love rescues. I actually rescued Nico myself. But what makes us a little different is we help pets that are in need of emergency and specialty veterinary care. So it's family-owned pets. We love rescues. Once you take them home, if they end up getting hit by a car or something terrible happens, we all know puppies and cats especially love to eat their favorite toys, but God forbid that doesn't pass and you end up having to go into emergency surgery. Frankies Friends is available to help those families who can't necessarily afford the financial cost of the life-saving treatment to help save their pets' lives.
And it's quite expensive, right?
It can definitely get up there. We recently helped, there was a cat in the area, actually, they published a story, I think it was in the Tampa Bay Times too. Ruby was a cat that was the only surviving pet. There were 7 pets in the house, and there was actually a house fire, and she was the only pet who survived. And the family lost everything in the fire, including all of their belongings and everything else and the other pets that were in the home. So they came to us and they said, we have nothing left. How can you help us? So we ended up helping with Ruby's veterinary care. She had, smoke inhalation, and they thought that she was going to end up being blind. And fortunately, it was just as a result of the smoke inhalation, and her eyesight has come back. But it was through the generosity of the community and the support of donations just like this to be able to help save Ruby's life in that situation.
Well, and I have to imagine after going through that trauma, it meant a lot to the family
Absolutely.
to get Ruby back.
Right. And you know what? A lot of people are fortunate, and they, Nico's like family. We don't have kids, we have pets. But we adopted older dogs knowing that they're going to end up having some health issues. And, fortunately for us, we're able to provide him the care that he needs. Nico actually has a collapsed trachea, so eventually he's going to need surgery to help him breathe. Oh, wow. But a lot of families don't realize that, and a lot of families don't realize that the cost of life-saving veterinary care can be really expensive. And in those situations, Frankies Friends uses the donations from the community and the support from people just like this to be able to help make that situation happen for them. And, unfortunately, a lot of families face that hardship of what do? Do we consider possible euthanasia simply because we can't afford the cost of care? And in those situations, Frankies Friends is able to help and provide the care that those pets need.
Well, it's good that you're there when those families are at that crossroads. Wrapping up, I'm familiar with your group because you guys put on some pretty nice events in terms of your fundraisers.
We did. We just did our Mad Hatter's Tea and Brunch at Eddie V's, I believe it was a week or two ago. Mm-hmm. So just recently, we just wrapped up that event. We will certainly have more events later on in the year. On average, we do help over 2,200 pets across the country every year, but the donations that are raised here are going to help pets here in Tampa Bay, so they can rest assured that they're going to help other pets in their community, just like Nico and just like Ruby, who survived that house fire.
All right. Well, listen, Danielle, I appreciate you being here with us this afternoon. Continued success with Frankies Friends, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
All right. Okay, while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, our next nonprofit is the Master Chorale of Tampa Bay. Joining me this afternoon is Kara Dreyer and Tom Barker from the Master Chorale. Kara, tell me a little bit about the Master Chorale.
Love to. Thanks for having us. The Master Chorale is a wonderful group of volunteer singers. We have more than 150 of them, and they give up every Tuesday evening to rehearse and perform at an extremely high artistic level for the Tampa Bay community and the Florida Orchestra. We're so proud of what they do in our community, and a very special program that we just launched this last year is our youth initiative, where we're taking small ensembles into elementary schools which need help with music education, Title I schools mostly, and performing interactive educational concerts for them, where they get to sing with us. They get to learn about how they can sing their entire lives and the benefits that it can provide to them. We're so excited about it.
Well, that's terrific. You know, we hear so much about STEM. You guys are putting that A in there with the arts and making it STEAM.
That's right.
What's been the reaction of the kids?
They loved it. They love it, and the teachers love it too. One of the teachers told us that we performed for a group of students who, their last guest, two of their students actually broke out into a fist fight during the presentation where guests were there. And she said it's one of their roughest classes. We had them engaged, they were excited, they were singing with us, and they left laughing and happy. They asked us what we had done. We just had fun. We sang with them, you know, and we engaged with them. It was really wonderful. Absolutely.
So, Tom, tell me a little bit about the makeup of the Master Chorale. Are these people who've been singing all their lives, or do you have some members who have decided late in life to get into singing?
Actually, Ernest, we have both. We have people who are just starting their careers. They may be an undergraduate or a graduate student at USF. And we have people who have been singing all of their lives. Regardless of what time during their lifetime that they want to sing, they come to us and devote their time and energy and talents to making the Master Chorale one of the great symphonic choirs of the Southeast. We're the principal chorus for the Florida Orchestra, as well as being the artist in residence at the USF School of Music.
So a symphonic choir, that has to be challenging. That doesn't sound like karaoke to me. That sounds like some serious singing. How do you guys go about getting the chorale to meet the challenge of being one of the best in the Southeast?
Yeah, that's a great question. We rehearse regularly and intense rehearsals with very high-level conductors. They're very challenged. They challenge us to reach a very high level of performance, and we're lucky to be able to do that every time. And we're honored with the title of Principal Chorus of the Florida Orchestra, which recognizes that we're one of the top choral artists in our region.
All right, that's terrific. Now, I understand you guys are not going to be singing for us today, but I'm told if you get a lot of donations, you may come back and sing later. Do I have that correct, or am I just making that up?
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
right. Sure.
We're here today to raise money for the youth initiative so that we can reach more children in our community, both in Hillsborough and in Pinellas County. We're planning on doing, in fact, we have already done one going to the show, where we actually take them to a professional venue and give them a concert, which they may not have been able to do so far, being fourth and fifth graders. But that's the time when they're most impressionable in terms of their music education, and so we believe that that's one. So today's donations are particularly supporting the Master Chorale Youth Initiative.
All right. Appreciate that, Kara, Tom. Thank you so much for joining us. While our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, welcome back to Give Day Tampa Bay. For our next nonprofit, we're going to go live to outside the WEDU studios, where my good friend Delia Colon is with some very special guests from the Kiddy Up Ranch. How's it going, Delia?
Is somebody tossing it to us? Hi, I'm Delia Colon, and things just got really exciting. I'm here with Tammy and Jesse, the only horse I've ever seen with a mustache. Tell us a little bit about what a horse is doing in downtown Tampa.
So we are here to talk about Ranch, and Jesse is actually one of our therapeutic riding horses, and he also does carriage driving too. So Jesse is a real important part of our equine therapy program, and he is pretty excited about being here as well.
That's amazing. It's been so fun. The people in the neighborhood are like, ooh, a horse, what's going on? And you also have a golden doodle here. I don't know if he'll be making an appearance, but this is Teddy, who's adorable. And what's his role in all of this?
Teddy is actually new to our program, and he is just a little over a year old, so he's still in training. the wheelchairs, autism, just any of the kids who come and visit the ranch.
That's excellent. Tell us why you would go through the trouble of bringing a horse from where are you based?
We're in Newport Richey in Pasco County.
From Pasco County all the way to downtown Tampa to you to participate in Give Day.
It means a lot. It means a lot to be able to share awareness on what we do at Kidiot Branch. A lot of people just don't know the benefits of equine therapy and animal facilitated learning. And we actually just want people to know, support of people in the community. So it's just really raising a lot of awareness.
Oh my goodness, he's stealing the show. Does Teddy want to get in on this a little bit? Come on, Teddy. What exactly does the money help to do?
It actually helps to be able to keep our ranch going. There's a lot of cost involved, of course, when you have animals involved. And a lot of the stuff that we do, not only with the therapy for the children, we provide a place of respite for the families. And so these funds go to help support our program. You know, we have families who can't afford to do therapy or they're tapped out on therapy. And to be able to see the interaction between the kids and the equine is nothing short of magical.
I think animals just hold a special place in people's hearts. There are so many types of wonderful organizations that are asking for our support today. But why do you think animals just kind of touch a nerve with people and make them feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
Well, there's a lot of different answers to that question. For us, we see that they help with kids with cerebral palsy build their core strength. They become the legs beneath them that they don't actually get to walk. The horse becomes that gate for them. Children with autism, there's a sensory side of things. Kids who have been abused, who have self-esteem issues. The horse is non-judgmental. There is absolutely no condemnation in these animals, and they're just all about love and acceptance. Who would not want to be a part of that?
Who would not want to be a part of that? And this is your opportunity to do just that. Go to giveday.org and search for Kiddy Up Ranch or whatever organization speaks to your heart and make your donation right now. The minimum donation is just $5. No amount is too small and certainly no amount is too big. So show your support for the animals and the children of Tampa Bay. You can watch our live stream at wedu.org/giveday.
All right, thanks, Delia. Appreciate that report on the Kiddy Up Ranch. Now, don't gallop away. We're going to trot on over to the leaderboard and see how you guys have been making hay on your donations. All right, welcome back to Give Day Tampa Bay. Our next nonprofit is from the New Life Village, Mariah Hayden. Mariah, thanks for coming out this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So from what I understand, one of the key words at New Life Village is village.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your mission and how everyone is pitching in at New Life.
Absolutely. So we are what's known as an intentional community in an intergenerational village. So basically, to keep it simple, we're kind of going back to the old days when the whole neighborhood came together to raise a child. So it takes a village to raise a child. So we're an intentional community. We have 35 units, and everybody who lives there is affecting the mission of getting children out of foster care in some way or another. So our main mission, if we could have it anyway, is to put foster care out of business. But obviously, we can only do a little part of that. And so families that live there have adopted children out of foster care or in the process of doing so, or have prevented a child from going into foster care. The other population that lives there are seniors, and they are there to be like surrogate grandparents to the children, but also to volunteer their time. So it's intentional retirement back into the village. So once we get all the residents there and we all live together, we have a very rich program where there's tutor time and pool time and cooking cook camp and movie night, and we babysit for each other and we help each other out. And we are really that collective village that comes together to raise these kids who've had a really rough role. They've not had stability. They've not had consistent family. A lot of them haven't even had safety, and we're here to provide that for them or give it back to them.
I would imagine for the seniors, it's pretty energizing for them to get to help with these kids.
Yeah, they love it. We get calls from all over the country. AARP mentioned us recently, which was great, and it's a real trend that's happening where seniors are retiring, but they still want to do something. They still want to give back. So we have a lot of seniors that are coming. We have openings now if seniors are interested in coming and volunteering, and it's just a part of their time to volunteer, and usually they end up volunteering way more than they're required because it's a big family. And so yes, they really enjoy that too.
So like everyone else here today, I know you're hoping to get some donations. What are you hoping to use those donations for?
Well, we've got a couple things on our horizon. We have an 11-acre campus, and we're only about a third developed. So in the next year or so, we'll be launching a capital campaign to build more housing to support more families. We also have a playground that needs to be developed. So we had a playground and we lost it. And so we're looking to fundraise for a new playground and shade structure over the playground to protect the kids. And then we have a learning center that's run by our founder, Sister Claire, where each of the kids get individualized tutoring, and they've got their own one-on-one mentor tutor, and our tutoring center, or our learning center as we call it, always needs resources.
All right. Well, I know Sister Claire has been a well-known figure in this community, and I hope you guys have continued success at New Life Village. It sounds like a terrific mission.
It's a wonderful place. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for being here, Mariah. Okay, while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, let's talk to some folks who are experts on Give Day Tampa Bay, how it works, and how we're doing so far today. Joining me is Alison Hedrick. Alison, how's it going with Give Day today?
It's going really great. It's been fantastic to see all of these nonprofits coming in today and sharing their stories and raising funds for all the great things they do in the community. So it's going very well. But we still need those donations to come in. We've got a lot of time left.
What's the target goal this year?
Well, we're hoping definitely to break last year's goal, which was a little over $2 million. So we still have a ways to go. We're closing in on about $1 million, getting closer. So.
Wow, that's terrific. Tell me a little bit about the energy that this live streaming brings to the nonprofits. I notice as people wait to come on the show, there's a lot of back and forth, and everyone seems to be rowing together, if you will.
Absolutely. Not only is it a chance for them to come on the stream and be able to talk about their nonprofits, which, a lot of nonprofits don't have an opportunity to do very frequently, but they're working together and they're talking about ways that they can come together and maybe raise funds or, throw events together and how they can help each other out too. So it's a great place to network and just get to know other nonprofits in the area.
All right, and wrapping up, tell me a little bit about WEDU's role and why you guys continue to be committed to Give Day.
Sure. WEDU has a unique opportunity to be able to be the media branch of the nonprofit world. We take the opportunity through our Be More Awards and through Give Day to be able to share the stories and the missions of all the nonprofits, and it's a great way for them to get that information out there so that people can connect with them and either donate or volunteer. Of course, we're hoping that people will donate today through Give Day Tampa Bay. So.
All right. Well, Alison, we appreciate all that WEDU does to shine the spotlight on those nonprofits in the margins. There are a lot of ways that individuals can decide that they need to start a nonprofit organization. Let's hear another story about someone deciding that they needed to give back and help out.
Well, we serve 8 counties: Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Hernando, Citrus, Lake, Sumter, and Marion counties. We provide support groups. Currently, we are running 54 support groups in those 8 counties. Support groups for individuals who are the caregivers for folks with dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We are very excited about our Wanderers Reunification program. Individuals can either have an ID bracelet on their wrist or a pendant around their neck that identifies who they are and how to connect them with their caregiver. And a new program that we've started with the Human Scent Kit. It's an insulated jar which provides the scent for an individual with the Alzheimer's disease or dementia and is able to be tracked by bloodhounds should they wander away. Last year in Citrus County, a gentleman with Alzheimer's disease had wandered away from his home. All the precautions had been taken by his wife to make sure that there were alarms on the door, et cetera, et cetera. Well, he still got out of the home. Then she remembered she had the scent kit. So they called in the bloodhounds from Find 'em Friends, and the bloodhound came and with 5 minutes found that gentleman, and he was next door on in the neighbor's yard underneath the eave of the house, which is why the helicopter couldn't see him, and sure enough, the bloodhound found him within 5 minutes of being released. So I find that to be a very huge success story. We are not funded by any grants at this time. We are, again, not a part of the Alzheimer's Association, which we are oftentimes confused with, but we are a local nonprofit organization providing direct services in the community, and we are not national. So the money stays directly here in the community, helping caregivers cope with their day-to-day tasks of being caregivers.
All right, our next nonprofit is the Arc Tampa Bay Foundation, and joining me is Madison Howenstein and Vinny. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Madison,
great,
tell
thanks.
me a little bit about the Arc and your mission.
Absolutely. The Arc Tampa Bay serves people with intellectual and developmental disabilities all over our great region here. We have fantastic day programs. One that Vinny is from. Vinny is one of our wonderful artists from Harborside Studios. So there we have about 50 people with special needs attending classes every day, creating some of these beautiful pieces that you see here with me, just doing a phenomenal job. It's a great program for them. We also have a large day program in Clearwater at the Long Center. Okay. We serve about 200 people there every day, and then one in Tarpon Springs. We operate 19 group homes throughout the area, so many of the people we serve receive 24-hour care from the Arc Tampa Bay. So we become their family.
That's terrific. Now, Vinny, is any of this your artwork?
Yes.
Show me a piece that you've done.
I made the owl.
Hold it up.
Oh, that's really nice.
Vinny's owl. So
yeah.
The great thing about Harborside is not only is it a fun and engaging day program for our guys, but it's a source of income for them as well. So we have a studio where they create everything, and then a gallery where it's all put up for sale. It's open to the public. People can come in and purchase these really awesome pieces.
And
yeah,
do you have people come in and make purchases?
we do all the time, yes. And then the special events that our organization hosts, we also feature their artwork there. So there's always an opportunity for people to buy them and for our artists to make money.
How much would that piece go for, Vinny?
I think they're going to
What do you think?
I think 26.
26.
$26.
Okay, I would have said 50. But
All right,
He's
50.
giving you a good price. $26 donation to Give Day and $26 for the painting.
okay, all right. So, like everyone here, you're hoping to get people to donate. What do you hope to do with the funds that you receive through Give Day?
Yeah. Well, not only can it support great programs like Harborside, buying art supplies so our guys never run out of things, but we also just opened an amazing autism center for children. So we're also hoping that the donations for this day go towards that new program, providing really critical applied behavior analysis services for children on the autism spectrum.
All right.
The needs are great, so any support we can get is wonderful.
Okay, well, Madison, Vinny, I appreciate you guys being here today. Vinny, I'm going to talk to you later on about purchasing that. I got a friend who loves owls. I'm not kidding. Okay. So we'll make that happen. And while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, our next nonprofit is the Guardian Ad Litem program, and here with me today is Sharon Benningfield and Brenda Coker and Tibet, who is a facility dog. Tell me a little bit about the role Tibet plays in helping kids in your program.
Well, we're also representing Voices for Children of Tampa Bay, which is the nonprofit organization that supports the Guardian Ad Litem program, which is a state-run program. So what Voices for Children does is they raise funds to provide things for children that are not in the state's budget to provide. So that might be a class ring, it might be a high school annual or a prom dress. It might be funds for a private investigator or a special medical exam. But what the Courthouse Dog Program does is it provides support to children that are going through some very difficult and stressful types of procedures as a part and parcel of going through the state dependency program. So she may assist a child on the stand in courtroom testimony. She may assist them in a deposition. She may assist them in a forensic medical exam. So there's a wide variety of things where we assist children that are in our system.
And the funding from Voices for Children helps train Tibet, helps
She came
care.
to us completely trained.
Okay.
Yes, she was placed with us as a completely trained assistance dog. But her upkeep, her vet bills, food, all of those types of things, the operational expenses that go along with providing her to children and getting her where she needs to be are what Voices for Children does for us.
Okay, Sharon, tell me a little bit about how important Voices for Children is to the overall mission of Guardian Ad Litem.
Voices for Children, when our guardians, our volunteers are working with these children who are in the foster care system, they're identifying needs that the children have, be it some type of counseling, maybe it's something as simple as a pair of eyeglasses, maybe it's special tutoring or mentoring at a school. And Voices for Children helps us to provide that for the child once it's been identified by our volunteers.
So it sounds like you guys are providing a lot of things that some other kids might take for granted. I got some teenagers at home. They think a yearbook is promised to them. Exactly. So it's nice for you guys to step in and do that. Like every organization here today, you're hoping to get some donations. What are you hoping to do with the funding you get from Give Day today?
Well, we want the funding, any funding that we get today, to go to the needs of children. It's great when we get things for Tibet, but we have a lot of needs for our kids, and they range from mentoring. Summer is coming up. School is going to be letting out. We want our kids to be in summer camps just like all kids get that opportunity.
Right. We try to provide normalcy for these children as much as possible. Make their lives, like you said, just as much like the other kids as possible.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate that mission. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and thank you, Tibet. I think Tibet's a little sleepy today, but glad to have him here.
Normal MO.
Okay. Yes. All right. While our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right. Our next nonprofit is Critter Adoption and Rescue Effort, also known as Care Animal Shelter in the Ruskin South Shore area. And joining me is Joanne With, and she has 2 kitties with her, Sailor and Mayday. And Devin has kindly agreed to hold on to one of them while we talk to Joanne. Joanne, tell me a little bit about the mission of Care Animal Shelter.
Well, again, we're in the South Shore area. We're in Ruskin, so we have it's a rural area. There's a lot of senior citizens in Sun City Center. And the Dr. Ott founded CARE in 2000 and was concerned about the number of homeless and abandoned pets in the area. Mm-hmm. So our mission is to reduce the number of unwanted, abandoned pets through education, sterilization, and adoption.
And it's important to note, it's a no-kill shelter, correct?
It is a no-kill shelter, and until a year or so ago, we were the only no-kill shelter in Hillsborough County that accepts strays.
Wow, very interesting. Now, down there with that retirement population in Sun City Center, it creates some unique challenges for CARE. Tell me a little bit about that.
It does. Again, we see a lot of seniors that end up going into nursing homes, or they pass away, they don't have family in the area. So many of the animals that we get come from seniors. The positive side of that is that a lot of the seniors volunteer their time with us.
Good, good. So tell me a little bit about some of the things you guys are hoping to accomplish with the donations you received today.
A couple of years ago, with our first Give Day, we established something called our Caring Angels Fund, and it was to fund animals, care for animals that had extraordinary medical expenses. It's difficult for a small shelter like ours to try to decide who gets care and who doesn't. Mm-hmm. You know, do we spend $1,000 on this animal, or do we save 20 others? So the money that we raise today will go to replenish our Caring Angels Fund, and any residual will go towards ongoing expenses that we have for more routine medical care.
Yeah, and so often the care and treatment of pets can be exorbitant, correct?
It can be. We had a year ago, we had 9 puppies that were left in a crate at our gate. They were in just deplorable condition. We've never seen anything so bad. They all had inguinal hernias. 2 of them had rectal prolapse, and one died. And so, again, the surgeries that we had to perform on all of these animals was quite costly, and that's where the money from Give Day came in to fund their expenses.
Oh, that's great. And how are those puppies doing today?
Oh, they're great. They all got adopted.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so if anyone's interested in learning more about CARE, what can they do? Do you have a website?
We have a website. It's careshelter.org. You can always come down and visit us. We'd love to show you around, show you our facility. And you don't have to take a puppy or a kitty home with you, but we would love to have you come by, and we're always looking for volunteers. We are volunteer run. We only have one paid employee, and she is our animal care manager, so she's a vet tech, not an administrator. Mm-hmm. And so we're always looking for help.
So there's a lot of different duties for volunteers
to do. Oh, yes, there are. We have cleaning ladies. I started out as a cleaning lady in the cat house and worked my way up to the board of directors. And so we have lots of different activities for different age groups that can come in and work with us.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming out today. Thanks so much. Good luck with Sailor and Mayday. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Now, while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, our next nonprofit is the Florida Wind Band, and joining me today is John C. Carmichael, who is portraying John Philip Sousa. And I feel like asking you, first of all, how many trombones in a marching band?
How many do you want?
76, right?
We try.
So tell me a little bit about the Florida Wind Band and what you guys set out to achieve.
Well, the Florida Wind Band is a nonprofit, and we have been in existence 9 years this month, giving concerts in the Tampa Bay region. But what our goal is to become a professional organization. There are no full-time civilian professional wind bands in America now. The only professional bands we have are in the military, and yet we have so much talent graduating from the universities and so much talent in the Tampa Bay region that we thought that this would be a wonderful outlet to share their musical abilities with the public. And since approximately 400,000 people in the Tampa Bay region have some kind of band background, we thought that there might be an audience too.
Well, no doubt, no doubt. Now, tell me a little bit about the people who make up the Florida Wind Band. Is it a lot of people who have played in high school, played in college, and are looking for an outlet to continue performing?
Well, that's correct, but all of the people in the Florida Wind Band have music degrees in music. They are trained to be professional musicians, and this is their outlet. And we would like to be able to pay them at some point for sharing their abilities with us.
Well, it's uncommon, as you were saying, for bands, but when you think about acting troupes, it's not uncommon for there to be professional theater groups. So I guess you guys are striving to reach that plateau.
Well, they're professional orchestras,
yes,
and we have an outstanding one in the Tampa Bay area. Professional bands used to be the most valued and high-paid ensembles in America during the 1910s, 1920s. Sousa's band would regularly play for crowds of 20, 30,000 people.
Wow.
And his players were the highest paid professional musicians in the country.
Wow, that's terrific. Now, if someone comes out to one of your concerts, tell me a little bit about what they're going to hear in that show.
We try to play music that is of a professional level, but it's also diverse and entertaining. For example, this weekend on Sunday night at 7:30, we're giving a concert at USF in the concert hall there, and it's called Cinematic Masterpieces. And it's a lot of movie music, and it's great music, and it's challenging music.
Well, that sounds terrific. So not only will you provide great music, but give people a chance to kind of venture back to some of their favorite films and recall some of their favorite scenes.
That's what we hope for, yes, absolutely.
So like every organization here today, everyone is trying to get donations. I know you want to elevate Florida Wind Band to where you can pay the musicians. What else would you be hoping to achieve with the money that's donated today?
Well, it takes an infrastructure to run an organization like this. So we're hoping, our board is all volunteer, but we do need a person in charge of marketing. We do need a person in charge of development. And those kinds of people should be paid for their services. So we're looking also to fund those aspects of our organization.
Well, John, I appreciate the fact that you guys are trying to keep this brand of music alive. As you said, it certainly was an important part of our culture back in the 20th century, and it should continue to be today.
Well, at no time in the history of the band has more music been produced than in the last 30 years for the Wind Band. Right now, we are the recipients of so much great music, and it needs to be heard.
All right. John, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. Good luck with the Florida Wind Band. All right. While our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. While our next, we're back with our next guest. His nonprofit is McLean Incorporated. They provide group homes for the developmentally disabled. And joining me today is Tristan and Lucille, Margaret, and Tina. Welcome to Give Day Tampa Bay. Tell me a little bit about the mission of McLean.
Well, McLean is, like you said, a group home for developmentally disabled adults. And we provide habilitative services to allow our residents to live a normal life just like you or I.
And I understand you have 3 group homes in the general Tampa area. Tell me a little bit about the group homes.
We do. We have 3 homes. One is a men's home, and we also have 2 ladies' homes. We have a total of about 20 residents. So our services are provided in Hillsborough County and stay in Hillsborough County. Tina is our board president, and she has a little bit more about the history of McLean.
Yeah, I understand Tina is 45 years old, correct?
Actually 40. 40 this year. We were founded in 1977. I was 6. I think my sister here, she looks younger than me, I know, but she's actually older. She started in the group home at 15.
Okay.
So the first group home that was founded by our dad.
Wow. Wow. So this is a family tradition
Yes.
for you. That's terrific.
Yes.
Lucille, I understand that self-sufficiency is very important as part of the mission in McLean. Tell me a little bit about what you do to help some of the adults be self-sufficient.
Well, we try and make them feel as valuable and as part of the community as possible. They live in the group home. They take care of themselves. They have friendships. They go bowling together. There's all kinds of activities. We just want them to feel that they are part of the community and very important.
And the donations that you receive, a portion of those help fund some of those activities.
Funds pretty much everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
90.5% of all of our funding goes directly to our consumers. And that's to help with transportation to Special Olympics. For bowling, they're also involved in McDonald Training Center. They go to camp every summer. And so it helps fund all of those things that allows them to lead that life that we all like to lead.
Terrific, terrific. And some of the residents are actually working, correct?
Actually, Margaret, you want to tell them how long you've been working at Wendy's on Dale Mabry?
20 years.
20 years?
Over. Actually, we were having a little discussion if it was 20 or 30. I think it's over 30 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is terrific,
And
Margaret.
she also volunteers at the Humane Society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has a full life.
And what does Margaret? What do you do at Wendy's?
I clean table, clean sale.
Okay.
The clean trays.
The condiments, the trays.
And the trays?
She cleans all of that. Mhm.
Excellent. Well, listen, I appreciate all of you joining us today for Give Day Tampa Bay. Continued success with your mission, and we look forward to learning more about McLean. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, our next nonprofit is the Homeless Empowerment Program. Joining me is Ashley Lowry. And Ashley, welcome to Give Day Tampa Bay.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a guess and say that out of these three words, the most important one is empowerment.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the empowerment that you're delivering.
Well, you're absolutely right. HEP provides housing and support services for homeless families, individuals, and veterans. So the empowerment part of our name has to do with all the support services that we provide. We've learned that it's not enough just to provide a home for somebody. They also need mental health care, medical care. They need after-school care for their children. We have a great veterans clubhouse. So we try to provide all the services that go along with being homeless that you would need to overcome those obstacles.
And by providing those services, you bring more stability to those families, correct?
We absolutely do. In fact, last year, 100% of the families that were living in our permanent supportive housing were able to obtain housing of their own in the community.
Wow, that is terrific. That is outstanding.
Thank you.
Now, are you primarily in Pinellas County?
Our campus is located in Clearwater. We span about 8 acres total. We house just under 400 people daily, but we do have residents come from all over the state and occasionally out of state because they hear about our veterans program specifically.
Tell me a little bit more about the Veterans Program. That's a population that has really struggled with homelessness in a number of communities.
Absolutely. We provide housing for 110 veterans daily. That includes men and women. We have 2 different apartments for the veterans where we house them, and we provide a lot of support services because they have special needs. We have an activities center where we get them involved in the community, which helps them to focus on positive aspects of their lives. We also provide pet therapy, and we have specialized case management for them as well.
So the pet therapy helps with post-traumatic stress disorder?
Absolutely, and traumatic brain injury, both things which our veteran population struggle with quite a bit.
Overall, are you striving to help your residents become gainfully employed? Is that a big key also?
Yes, we actually have a Pathways to Employment Workforce Development Center, which is located on campus, specifically designed to help our residents get back to work. Our ultimate goal is to make sure that they have all the tools they need to become independent and not have to rely on a system like ours.
And you work with them in terms of interviewing, resume building,
absolutely,
how to present themselves, what to wear, all of those different aspects?
All of those different aspects. We really provide them with all the tools that they need to be successful.
So I've been asking everyone this question. You're hoping to bring in some donations. Do you have any specific projects that you're targeting with the money you raised today?
During the summer, HEP really struggles to provide everything that our residents need as far as food, personal care items, and just the funding that are needed for support services. So Give Day Tampa Bay really hits our budget just in time to make it through those lean months. Mm-hmm. So everything that we take in today will be used to get us through the summer.
And summer's more challenging because school isn't in session and the kids aren't getting free and reduced breakfast and lunch at school?
Absolutely. So the meals we serve increase, the case management load increases. It just becomes much heavier time for us. Unfortunately, a lot of our donors also take off during that time, so we don't have as much support as we typically would.
Oh, interesting. Well, listen, good luck
Thank
with those summer months and those lean times. Good luck with your overall mission. We appreciate you being here today, and I hope you're able to rake in a lot of donations today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Ashley,
Appreciate
thank you. Okay, while our next guests are being seated, let's go to our leaderboard and get an updated total on your donations. All right, now let's go to our lightning round. This is the time when nonprofits get 30 seconds to tell us about their organization and why you should support them on Give Day Tampa Bay. We start first with Karen Levy from McDonald Training Center. Karen, go.
Go. Thank you so much for having me here today. At McDonald Training Center, we give people with all disabilities, including folks who are hearing impaired and visually impaired, the opportunity to live the life that they choose. And that's the life that all of us would like. Today, we're here asking you for support because we have families reaching out to us who have children on the autism spectrum, who have special ed diplomas, who do not have any opportunities and any options for job training and employment opportunities. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Karen. Jeff Karen took up all your time. Sorry. No. Jeff Kane is here from Character GPS. Jeff, 30 seconds. Go.
All right. I'm the co-founder of Character GPS. We've been working for 5 years now to help accelerate maturity in kids. We have 7 adventures where kids discover who they are and be able to set goals, learn how to work in teams, and be able to pursue their dreams. Our at-risk kids, we work in the Juvenile Detention Center, but we also have programs in prevention because we want to help kids before they get into trouble. So our opportunity is to get funding so we can reach more kids, and that's what we're asking for your help to partner with us. You can go to our website, charactergps.org. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So check out our classes. Thanks very much.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. And now we have Jane Williams from the Banyan Odyssey.
Hi, the Banyan Odyssey is a nonprofit company that serves the handy-capable young adults in our community, and that's people with disabilities, but we choose to focus on what they can do rather than what they can't do. So we help them work towards independence, which means holding a job and having housing with supports if necessary, but to be as independent as they can be. Our first step has been summer camps where we teach life skills, employment skills, social skills, and we surround it in a lot of fun, including dabbling in the arts to find out what their strengths are. So we would love to have you partner with us.
All right, and somehow I know that your website is www.ourbanyan.com. Pretty good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, that's going to wrap it up for this hour of Give Day Tampa Bay. But stay tuned next hour for Allison Croft from WTSP Channel 10, who will be hosting our live program. But most of all, log on to giveday.org anytime before midnight tonight and make a contribution to your favorite nonprofit organization. You can choose from more than 500 organizations, and you'll be supporting those groups who keep the Tampa Bay area healthy and strong. Thanks for supporting Give Day. We'll see you next hour, and that's all I'm saying. Thank you, guys.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Give